We begin prop loading at T-minus 35 minutes, and Falcon 9 is a bipropellant vehicle, and that means that we use two propellants, and that's a fuel and an oxidizer. So for Falcon 9, we use a refined form of kerosene, or RP1, or rocket propellant 1 for our fuel. And then to burn the fuel, we need an oxidizer. Falcon 9's oxidizer is super chilled liquid oxygen, or what we call densified LOX. And that is chilled well below its boiling point, which increases its density, and that allows us to load more into the first and second stage LOX tanks. Now, currently, fuel loading is complete on the second stage, while loading continues on the first stage until about T-minus 6 minutes. Liquid oxygen is loading on both first and second stages as we speak. Now, when it's fully fueled, Falcon 9's first and second stage combine to carry over 1.1 million pounds of propellant. And we'll burn through most of that over the 8.5 minutes that it takes to land the first stage and get the second stage into its initial orbit. Now, we also need an igniter to start burning the fuel and oxidizer, and for that we use the chemical TTEB, or triethyl aluminum and triethyl borane. It produces a characteristic green flash that we can sometimes see at the base of the rocket, so you can look out for that at T-minus 2 seconds, right before liftoff. Now, once our Merlin engines ignite, they'll begin throwing the combustion exhaust out of the engine nozzles at the base of the rocket, resulting in a push on the vehicle in the opposite direction. Now, this is a great example of Newton's third law of motion. For every action, there is an equal and opposite reaction. Now, again, as for weather, we are keeping an eye on this. We are still currently red on the range and no go for launch at this moment. But we are hopeful that weather conditions will improve over the next few minutes for a liftoff at 6:11 p.m. Eastern Time. Now, as I mentioned earlier, our mission today is for COSMO-SkyMed second generation FM2 for our customer Thales Alenia Space. The constellation is owned by the Italian Space Agency and Ministry of Defense. The dual-purpose network is composed of 4 identical satellites of the first generation, launched in orbit between 2007 and 2010, which will gradually be replaced by the second generation ones, and improving efficiency and capability in key areas such as nation security and planetary preservation. The first satellite of the second generation was launched in 2019, and today will be the second generation satellite to launch. To help us better understand the capabilities of the COSMO-SkyMed constellation, here's an explanation from the Italian Space Agency's President and Head of Programs Directorate.
The COSMO-SkyMed second generation is a constellation of 4 satellites equipped with a synthetic aperture payload able to acquire images in any part of the Earth's surface with an unprecedented resolution and image quality. The COSMO-SkyMed satellites, like the optical systems, are able to operate during the night and in presence of clouds. This is thanks to the specific frequency used for the acquisition. The antenna is totally new and is able to acquire simultaneously images at a very big distance between them, and the data acquired contain a lot of new information with respect to the past generation. For the better use of the satellites and the exploitation of data, we have developed a new control center and processing center in Italy. This will enable the development of new science and new services application for the benefit of citizens, institutions, and entrepreneurs.
COSMO-SkyMed constellation is not only a very important technical instrument in the field of Earth observation, but is also an important support to the strategy of Italy to international collaboration. Thanks to COSMO-SkyMed over the years, and even more will be in the future with the enlargement of the constellation, we can establish collaboration with other countries to share use of data provided by the constellation, and to enlarge the coverage of the planet with other instruments offered by partners. I'm talking about so far, for example, Argentina. We plan in the future to do collaboration with Israel, and so on. Also very important is the fact that we use COSMO-SkyMed as third-party contributor to the Copernicus program of the European Space Agency and the European Union. In this way, we offer important strategic and precious data to collect with our constellation, also to other partners, to other producers of data, for the benefit of Europe and the rest of the world.
You may have noticed that the clock has stopped. That is because we've had a hold on the countdown due to poor weather conditions. Leading up to launch, there was a strong cold front approaching Florida and some thick layered cloudiness in the area. Now, when we started the webcast, we were red on the range in violation of the thick cloud rule. We were hopeful that weather conditions were going to improve for liftoff, but unfortunately, we are standing down from today's attempt. The vehicle and the payload remain in good health, and our next launch opportunity is tomorrow at 6:11 p.m. Eastern Time. As always, thanks for watching, and we'll see you again soon.